Good morning, Professor. I represent a team number 25, a dedicated group of individuals who've been working together to derive actionable insights from a unique dataset. Why did we choose this dataset? Well, simply because the aviation industry represents a rich ecosystem where the customer experience shapes success. Moreover, understanding customer satisfaction is paramount in any service-oriented industry, and there is so much to learn from airline passenger data. Our first step in exploring this dataset was conducting an EDA and evaluating feature importance. We approached this task using Python, leveraging its robust data science libraries. Our dataset was quite clean with minimal missing values, which simplified the pre-processing phase. We observed some skewness in our data but decided not to correct it, maintaining the natural integrity of the data distribution. At the end, we also had to perform a pivot since we wanted a ratings column to work with. We will see this when presenting our dashboard. Our goal here is to understand our customers better, to unveil their satisfaction levels and identify any potential service shortcomings. The dashboard we've created provides insights into several domains such as demographic patterns, service ratings, and customer loyalty. As we delve deeper into these domains, we aim to answer critical questions that can help airlines improve their passenger experience. By the end of this presentation, we hope to share key insights into how various factors influence passenger satisfaction and how this understanding can be harnessed to make strategic business decisions. I would now like to hand it over to Jason to take it further.
Thanks, Kshitiz. Now I will talk about which groups of customers feel satisfied with their flights and which groups feel dissatisfied. Only by knowing our target group, we can improve our services and potentially increase our profits in the future. First, let's take a look at the gender and age distribution of our sample. By looking at the age distribution histogram, we can conclude that the representation of male and female is fairly balanced as both genders show the similar patterns of distribution. And next, the table of gender and satisfaction level. There is no significant difference between male and female in terms of satisfaction, so we cannot say that which gender group is more picky than the other. However, age is a big contributing factor in determining customer satisfaction. By looking at the line chart, young passengers and elder passengers are significantly dissatisfied, while the middle-aged groups is more satisfied. This suggests that we can work on improving the experience of the young passenger group and the elder passenger group in the future. And now I'm going to hand over to my teammate Shirley.
Thanks, Jason. Now I will share some important insights that shed light on the customer loyalty and satisfaction levels. Our data shows that a significant 82% of our customer base is loyal customers. So our investigations will focus on loyal customers and guide us on how to retain them in the long run. Unfortunately, when we look at overall satisfaction rate, the results are concerning. The data reveals that less than half of our loyal customers express satisfaction, while only 24% of our disloyal customers report being satisfied. This high dissatisfaction rate among customers suggests that there are significant service issues that need to be addressed and investigated further. One interesting finding from our data analysis is the age group breakdown of our loyal customers. We have observed that the age group of 40 has the highest percentage of loyal customers, with an impressive loyalty rate of 90%. This indicates that we are doing something right in attracting and retaining customers in this age group. However, we should focus on the motivating age group of 35, as although they rank in the top 5 for loyal customers but have a relatively lower loyalty percentage. By targeting this group effectively, we can potentially increase their loyalty and overall customer satisfaction. Another noteworthy insight is the exceptional loyalty displayed by the customers above the age of 50, with an impressive loyalty rate of 95%. This indicates the importance of catering the needs and preference of our elder customer segment and continue to nurture their loyalty and strengthen our relationship with them. in the long run.
Thank you. So from the provided chart, we can see passenger distribution. The chart represents the distribution of passengers based on their travel type, personal travel and business travel, and ratings. The percentage indicated the proportion of total passengers falling into each category. Travel type comparison. Comparing the two distributions, we observe that business travel has a higher percentage of passengers overall compared to personal travel. This is evident from the higher percentage in each renting category for business travel. Renting distribution. Both personal travel and business travel show similar patterns in terms of the distribution of renting. The highest percentage of passengers are found in the renting 4 category, followed by renting 3. Satisfaction levels. The chart provides insight into satisfaction level of passengers in each travel type and renting category. It indicates that significant proportion of passengers from both personal and business travel fall within the higher renting categories 4 and 5, suggesting a generally positive satisfaction level. So now let's move on customer service. We need to know which services should we focus on. For ground service, we can clearly observe from the chat, loyal customers are more satisfied with the check-in service, but the baggage handling service needs improvement. Disloyal customers think the cleanliness and seat comfort are big problems, probably with the economic class. Next, Xiaoyuqian will continue the next part for us.
As for onboard service, loyal customers are more satisfied with the in-flight service and the entertainment, but these loyal customers may value more on the in-flight entertainment while the seat comfort and cleanliness are already not pleasant. The in-flight Wi-Fi service is generally not good but should be aware of. How does flight distance affect customer satisfaction? We can see from the left graph, contrary to our thinking, we found that longer flights usually have better satisfaction ratings. This could be due to more services like in-flight entertainment and food that are provided on such flights. Now we will moving on to Tableau, and I'd like to hand over to Kate.
As we go through the dashboard, remember our objective: to gain actionable insights from this dataset with a focus on maximizing customer satisfaction. So let's dive in. Here we are analyzing the various services offered by the airlines. The metric we are using is Net Promoter Score, which is the difference in percentages of number of promoters and detractors for each particular service. Across all classes of customers, we noticed that 3 services seem extremely important and must take high priority for improvement. These are the in-flight Wi-Fi service, the gate location, and the ease of online booking. From our research, a score greater than 20 is considered good in the airlines industry, so the airlines should also focus on improving the hygiene and the food and beverage selections on board the airline. We also wanted to see if there was any correlation between the services offered on the ground and the services in the air, since we believe that a good customer experience encompasses all aspects related to taking the trip. As we see, there is a strong positive correlation, hence airlines that fare better in other services are likely to have happier customers on board, which is also important for the airline staff. I would now like to hand over to my teammates to take us through the rest of the dashboard.
This dashboard summarizes the demographic visualizations we have done. Here we have the age distribution over different age groups, where young travelers and elder travelers feel less satisfied than middle-aged travelers. We also have the satisfaction ratings and type of travel, where business travelers feel more satisfied than personal travelers. Then there is the distribution of passenger class as well as their loyalty status. We can find that the majority of the passengers surveyed are business class and economic class. And lastly, we have the travel distance of the trips, where short trips take the majority of all trips, which suggests that our data might be biased. And we can also use the filters on the left to see the information of interested groups. For example, we can see only the female passengers, and there is no significant difference between gender because gender is not a significant factor. However, if we select the personal travelers only, most of them are dissatisfied as shown in the graph, and they are mostly economic class in this graph. And now, if we select the business class travelers, overall, they are more satisfied than the other classes. And lastly, if we select only the senior travelers, most of them are economic class, dissatisfied, and this shows a very different patterns than the other age groups.
Thanks, Jason. Beyond that, we also provide an executive summary of the overall analysis on the dataset, where one can have the filters of all the factors that has been analyzed above for a general overview of the data, such as the gender, the type of travel, and the age groups. The noteworthy results from our analysis are clearly the relatively low overall satisfaction rate and net promoter scores, which all warn us that there much more work can be done to improve our customer services. Throughout the presentations, we want to dig into the data and explore the underlying factors that has been drawing down the satisfaction levels. And we do this by separating all the factors from demographic to services. And these links can bring us to the demographic dashboards, and this one direct us to the service dashboard. Overall, we reported that compared with the type of travel and age groups, gender doesn't seem to have a large impact on our satisfaction levels and the NPS. But the type of when we talk about the type of travels, the business travel purpose seems to have a larger net promoter scores than the personal travels. And age groups has a larger impact on the NPS, with the child and the senior citizens have a remarkably lower score than the adults. And all this should be taken into consideration while designing our appealing marketing strategies. So generally, our dashboard has provided advanced analysis on the survey's data and provide us with the insights of which part of services should be improved for our targeting customers. And this is the foundation of our customer loyalty. We also prepared a glossary that includes all the terms being discussed in our analysis and dashboard. Thanks for your attention, and we welcome any questions or suggestions that you might have.